Question number 8. At least 4 verses in Romans 6 come against this popular modern cultic false teaching group: Jehovah's Witnesses, Hypergrace folk, Children of God, Mormons. Romans chapter 6, at least 4 verses, come against a popular cultic false teaching group. What verse or what group is this? Jehovah's Witness, Hypergrace, Children of God, Mormons. What did you understand from the book of Romans? So you're reading of Romans chapter 6, especially. Reading of Romans chapter 6. Another 15 seconds, 10 seconds. Hypergrace it is, and 29 of you have got it right. Hypergrace it is, 29 of you have got it right. See, it's very simple. Look at verse 1. Okay, Romans 6:1. What shall we say then? Shall we go on sinning so that grace may increase? So these Hypergrace folk, they say that because the grace of God is available, you can live as you like. But it clearly says, shall we go on sinning so that the grace of God may increase? Verse 2 says, by no means. And then verse 15. What? Same question again. What then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law but under grace? By no means. So because we are under grace, we cannot live in sin. We cannot live in sin. And not just that verse, and then you come to Romans chapter 6, verse 4. It says that Christ was raised from the dead so that through the glory of the Father we may live a new life. Or another version, it's a newness of life. So Jesus died and rose again so that we live a new life where we have turned from sin. Our life changes. And then Romans 6:6 tells us to hit sin for a 6 in our life. Romans 6:6 tells us to hit sin for a 6 in our life. Romans 6:6 says, okay, for we know our old self was crucified with him, and so that the body ruled by sin may be done away with, that we should no longer be slaves to sin. So that we should be no longer slaves to sin. So out of the 50 plus of you, at least 29 of you have got, we have close to 50 plus, but I'm so glad that 29 of you have got it right. Okay, so Romans chapter 6 is a powerful chapter which exposes the lie of hypergrace, which basically it's a theology to make us comfortable in sin. There is nothing in Romans 6 or anywhere in the Bible which will make you live comfortably in sin. The grace of God is given so that it will empower us to say no to ungodliness. All right, Manas.